We live in a world obsessed with effort. Work harder, grind longer, push more, but have you ever stopped to wonder why? Why do we equate success with the number of hours we put in, the amount of sweat on our brows, or the sacrifices we make? In today's fast-paced society, the mantra of no pain, no gain has become almost a religion. We celebrate those who burn the midnight oil, who sacrifice their weekends, and who push themselves to the brink of exhaustion. This obsession starts early. Students are taught that only through relentless studying and sleepless nights can they achieve academic success. In the workplace, employees are often rewarded for the number of hours they clock in rather than the quality of their work. The hustle culture glorifies the idea that the more you suffer, the more you achieve. Yet is this relentless pursuit of effort truly the path to success? Or are we merely running on a hamster wheel, mistaking motion for progress? The truth is, while hard work is undeniably important, it is not the only ingredient in the recipe for success. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." While his dedication and tireless work ethic were crucial, it was his ability to think differently, to innovate, and to see possibilities where others saw obstacles that truly set him apart. In the modern world, we have countless tools and technologies at our disposal designed to make our lives easier, to help us work smarter, not harder. Yet many of us still cling to outdated notions of effort and productivity. We measure our worth by the hours we log rather than the value we create. Imagine a world where we prioritize efficiency over sheer effort, where we value creativity and innovation as much as dedication and hard work. What if we celebrated not just the grind, but the breakthroughs, not just the hours spent, but the problems solved and the lives improved? It's time to rethink our relationship with effort, to understand that while hard work is important, it is not the end-all be-all. True success comes from a balance of effort, creativity, and smart thinking. So the next time you find yourself burning the midnight oil, ask yourself, am I working hard or am I working smart? And remember, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is to take a step back, breathe, and look at the bigger picture. Alan Watts once said, "The harder you try to control your mind, the more your mind controls you." This profound statement encapsulates a fundamental paradox of human nature. In our quest for mental mastery, we often find ourselves entangled in the very thoughts we seek to manage. Watts, a philosopher known for his deep insights into the human psyche, often emphasized the importance of letting go. He believed that true peace and clarity come not from rigid control, but from a state of effortless awareness. Imagine trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you grip, the more it slips through your fingers. Similarly, when we attempt to dominate our thoughts, they become more elusive and persistent. Watts' wisdom suggests that by embracing a more fluid approach, we can achieve a harmonious state of mind. This doesn't mean abandoning all effort, but rather shifting our focus from control to observation. In the serene nature scenes where Watts often found inspiration, we can see a reflection of his philosophy. Nature operates effortlessly, without force or struggle. The calm lake at sunset, the flowing river, and the vast open sky all symbolize a state of being that is free from the constraints of overthinking. These images remind us that our minds too can be like these natural elements, calm, flowing, and expansive. Watts's teachings encourage us to practice mindfulness, a state of active, open attention to the present. When we are mindful, we observe our thoughts without judgment, allowing them to come and go like clouds in the sky. This practice can help us break free from the cycle of trying to control our minds and instead find peace in simply being. Consider the act of meditation, often depicted in tranquil forest settings. Meditation is not about forcing the mind to be quiet, but about observing its natural rhythm. As we sit in stillness, we learn to watch our thoughts without getting caught up in them. This practice aligns perfectly with Watts' philosophy. By letting go of the need to control, we discover a deeper sense of inner peace. Alan Watts' wisdom is a reminder that the mind is a powerful tool, but it is not meant to be a tyrant. By relinquishing the need for control, we can unlock a more profound understanding of ourselves and the world around us. His teachings continue to inspire those seeking a more balanced and harmonious way of living. Watts also said, "Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone." This quote highlights the futility of overthinking and the power of patience. By allowing our minds to settle naturally, clarity emerges on its own. Another notable quote by Watts is, "You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself." This profound statement reminds us of our interconnectedness with the universe and the importance of self-awareness. Alan Watts was born in 1915 in Chislehurst, England. He moved to the United States in 1938 and became an Episcopal priest before leaving the ministry to pursue a career in writing and public speaking. Watts authored more than 25 books on subjects such as personal identity, the true nature of reality, and the pursuit of happiness. His work has had a lasting impact on Western thought and continues to resonate with audiences around the world. In conclusion, Alan Watts's insight into the nature of the mind offers a valuable lesson. The harder we try to control our minds, the more they control us. By adopting a mindset of effortless awareness and embracing the natural flow of thoughts, we can achieve a state of true mental freedom and peace. His quotes and teachings serve as a timeless guide for those seeking a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. Trying becomes tension, tension becomes resistance, and resistance blocks flow. Imagine a student cramming for exams, pushing themselves to the brink. Their mind becomes cluttered, and their performance suffers. Or an athlete, overtraining to the point of injury, losing the joy of the sport. The harder they try, the further they spiral down. Like trying to smooth water with your hand, you only make it worse. Imagine a calm pond, its surface like a mirror reflecting the sky and the trees around it. The water is still, undisturbed, and peaceful. But the moment you touch it, even with the gentlest of motions, ripples form and spread outwards, disturbing the tranquility. This is much like our attempts to control or force certain situations in life. The more we try to impose our will, the more we often end up creating disturbances. Think about a time when you tried to fix something quickly, only to find that your efforts made the situation more complicated. Perhaps it was a misunderstanding with a friend, where your attempts to clarify only led to more confusion. Or maybe it was a project at work where your eagerness to perfect every detail resulted in delays and frustration. Just as with the water, our well-intentioned actions can sometimes lead to unintended consequences. The water analogy teaches us the value of patience and the importance of a gentle touch. Sometimes the best course of action is to step back and allow things to settle on their own. By doing so, we give the natural order a chance to restore balance. This doesn't mean we should be passive or indifferent, but rather that we should be mindful of the impact of our actions. In moments of stress or urgency, it's easy to forget this lesson. We rush in thinking we can fix everything with immediate action. But just as the water needs time to return to its calm state, so too do many of life's challenges require patience and a thoughtful approach. Next time you find yourself in a situation where you're tempted to act hastily, remember the water. Let it remind you to pause, reflect, and consider the gentlest way forward. Often the most profound changes come not from force, but from understanding and patience. Scientifically, when you touch the water, you create kinetic energy that disrupts the surface tension. This energy spreads out in waves, causing ripples. The more force you apply, the larger and more chaotic the ripples become. This is akin to how our actions, especially when driven by urgency or frustration, can create waves of unintended consequences in our lives. Consider the metaphor of a garden. If you overwater plants, thinking it will make them grow faster, you end up drowning them. Similarly, in relationships, over-communicating in an attempt to resolve issues can sometimes overwhelm the other person, leading to more conflict rather than resolution. Another example is cooking. If you constantly stir a pot, trying to make the food cook faster, you might end up with a mess. Sometimes letting the ingredients simmer and blend naturally yields the best results. This is true in life as well. Allowing situations to develop at their own pace often leads to more harmonious outcomes. So the next time you face a challenge, think of the water, the garden, or the simmering pot. Remember that patience, understanding, and a gentle touch can often achieve what force and haste cannot. By embracing these principles, we can navigate life's complexities with greater ease and grace. Let go. Stop trying. And just be. Practice mindfulness. Meditate daily. Engage in yoga. Journal your thoughts. Walk in nature. Listen to soothing music. Read inspiring books. As Lao Tzu said, by letting go, it all gets done. And as Eckhart Tolle reminds us, sometimes letting things go is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on. Presence is not about being lazy or passive. It's about being fully engaged in the moment. Mindfulness expert Jon Kabat-Zinn says, mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. Techniques like meditation, yoga, and deep breathing can help cultivate this state. Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us, the present moment is the only time over which we have dominion. Be here, be now, be present. The moment you stop grasping, life starts giving. Mother Teresa once said, "It's not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving." Bill Gates believes that to whom much is given, much is expected. The Dalai Lama teaches us that generosity is the most natural outward expression of an inner attitude of compassion and loving kindness. When we give, we create a ripple effect of kindness and compassion. The art of giving is not just about material things, but also about giving time, love, and support. In giving, we receive the greatest gift of all, connection and fulfillment. In this journey of life, we often find ourselves striving and struggling. But remember, this true fulfillment comes from being present and embracing the moment. Throughout this video, we've explored the essence of letting go, finding peace within, and living authentically. Because in the art of life, effort is the enemy. So take a deep breath, let go of the need to try, and simply be. As Lao Tzu said, when you realize nothing is lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Embrace this wisdom, and let it guide you to a life of serenity and joy.